I'm Starborn. Remember, to be a star, you have to shine your own light, follow your own path, and not be afraid of the darkness, because that's when stars shine brightest. If you've been looking at our website, starborninstitute.org, you would already know that the title of tonight's show is A Gentle Yes. And the reason why you can be experiencing a gentle, soft yes somewhere in your life this week, or perhaps you can be breathing a sigh of relief about something, is because there are 5 planets in the healing water signs. And since they rule our emotions, it simply means that this is a good time for you to be perhaps thinking about how you feel about people, because I'm pretty sure they're thinking the same thing about you. And that is because Jupiter is in Cancer, and it is trining both the Sun and Neptune, which are exactly conjunct in Pisces, and together those 3 planets are trining another 2 planets, the Moon and Saturn in Scorpio. And so with these 5 planets in water signs all trining each other, there could possibly be some sort of breakthrough this week, and it would be one that involves understanding or empathizing or sympathizing in some way, or just being able to see another person's point of view or understand how they're feeling. And they could be doing that for you as well. And that is because this can be a very forgiving time. Pisces does rule forgiveness, and the Sun and Neptune, Pisces ruler, are both conjunct in that sign, making it very strong right now. And so people can be in a forgiving mood, or there is the possibility that some painful memory can recede right now. Perhaps that could help ease your pain and give you a sigh of relief. Or it can simply be that somebody in a threatening situation or in a relationship can be certainly removed, or they can fade back into the background, and that could take some pressure off you. So this is why there can be a sort of a gentle yes. Maybe you've been really wanting something or really wishing about something but haven't said anything to anybody. This is a time when someone else could understand what you really want or what your heart's desire is, and they could maybe say a gentle yes to you right now because they understand how badly you really do need or want something, which is good. And also, this is a time when there are still people who are in conflict, and the reason why is there's also 5 planets in cardinal signs. And so Venus and Pluto in Capricorn are being squared by Mars in Libra and also by Uranus in Aries, and they're being opposed by Jupiter in Cancer. But those 2 planets are extremely strong. Venus is the planet of love, and Pluto is a planet of deep truth, and it could be even a deep truth about the power of love. And it could denote somebody in a high position that really has a lot of understanding about the long view or the long haul, and can be making very wise decisions right now. So despite the dissension that can be around, it's a little too late for that, because I think wise decisions have already been made, and they are for the good of everybody, and that's why they're going to go through. So I think still a gentle yes, or some sort of sense of relief right now, can be coming your way this week. One of the reasons for that is that Mercury is retrograde in Aquarius, which rules the future, and it is beautifully trining Mars in Libra. In fact, Mercury is at 22 degrees and Mars is at 27 degrees in Libra. And because Mercury is retrograde or going backward, it means there can be some delayed good news that could be coming your way, and it may be about some sort of pending change or very easy, smooth transition that you could make. In fact, you might have help with that as well, since Mars is such an energetic planet. Or it can be that something that you should have been told before, finally you are made aware of, and that could represent some sort of gentle yes or sigh of relief. And then finally, another reason why you can be feeling somewhat satisfied and content this week is because that moon, along with Saturn in Scorpio, both those planets are being beautifully trined, you know, by the Sun and Neptune in Pisces, and also by Jupiter in Cancer. And because Scorpio rules justice, and it is a financial sign as well, it simply means that this is a time when justice will be done. And it can be that some very irritating enemy can be banished or will have to step back, and that could bring you a sigh of relief as well. Or it can be that there is a financial situation that finally really has to get resolved. And when I say justice, what I mean is that old saying, what goes around comes around. And so there could be some justice this week, but it will be done for the right reasons, and I think that on the whole it could make a lot of people happy. All right, what does this idea of a gentle yes mean to all 12 of the sun signs? Well, Aries, for you, I think that it's rather fortunate for you that the Sun and Neptune are in Pisces right behind your sun sign, Aries, because that simply means that in the background of your life there's a lot of light, and it can denote some sort of situation that you are ready to face right now. Maybe you've been in denial about it, but you could face it, and there could be some amazing healing or charitable forgiveness going on right now in the background of your life, and that could represent a gentle yes to you in one way or another. And so even if it's something you've been afraid of, I don't think you're going to have quite such a reason to be afraid of it anymore, because things can change. Remember, with 5 planets and water signs, people can be very forgiving, or a painful memory can recede, or an enemy can be banished or fade away. And so in the background of your life, that could help you out, Aries. However, yours is a cardinal sign, and remember I said there are 5 planets in cardinal signs, and they represent dissension, jealousy, arguments, and it's a little too late for that, Aries. So I hope that you cultivate the attitude of sort of being on the bright side, or looking on the bright side of something, because I don't think you have any other choice right now. And people who are making decisions for the long run may or may not include you, but one way or the other, you're still going to have a great year starting this fall, because there will be so many planets in fire signs. So it could be somewhat of a relief for you if you are not included in something, because once you know that for sure, you could be thinking about going in a new direction, and believe me, you would succeed at it. Okay, what does it mean to a Taurus? Well, Taurus, there are planets in the fixed signs right now, and remember I said that justice will be done because the moon and Saturn are in Scorpio, and they do oppose your sun sign, Taurus. And so that means there can be some justice headed your way. What it could represent is the possibility, now those 2 planets are very well aspected. They oppose your sun, but actually they're receiving trines from other planets and water signs. And so they would have a good effect. But what it means for you, since they do oppose your sun sign, is that there can be a tax matter or a loan issue that really has to be faced. And I think it could possibly relate to something that has to do with your home, or a move of some sort, or the terms of some sort of real estate loan. And it can simply be that you've got to think about it a little bit, and maybe even pay a little bit more, or find another way to pay for something. So there could be a move, and it could be more expensive. And so you probably need to face that. And Mercury in Aquarius is squaring your sun, which means there can be some delayed news, something perhaps that you should have known before about a future plan of yours, but I think it will center around a higher financial costs, which you will have to face. You can afford to do that though, Taurus, because Venus and Pluto in Capricorn are trining your sun, and that simply means you've got money around that's been held for a long time, and you could tap into that if you needed to. Okay, what does it mean to a Gemini? Well, Gemini, this is simply a time when I think that if you were in a buying and selling mood, you would be very successful, and that could represent a gentle yes. And so this is a time when you should speak up, or this is a time when you could probably barter or you negotiate some kind of deal, and that is because Mercury, your own ruler, is in Aquarius, trining your sun, and it's retrograde. And so somebody could have changed their mind about a deal that may have failed before, or a proposal that didn't get a positive response, and now maybe they're in the mood to say yes, Gemini. And also Mars in Libra is trining your sun as well. So you don't have a planet in your sun sign, but boy, you've got a lot of strength headed your way, and that is for the purpose of going out and trying to make some sort of easy change, which is very well aspected for a lot of people, but particularly for you, Gemini. So if you were in the mood to make a transition or change your schedule or even just move within your own neighborhood, you could do it very easily right now, as long as you sort of spoke up and let people know what you're thinking of. So good luck. Okay, what does it mean to a Cancer? Well, Cancer, this is a time when I am positive that you are going to be hearing a gentle yes. And that is because a dream of yours could come true behind the scenes because somebody else decides to give you a chance on something or to say yes right now. And if it isn't that, then it's you that could say yes to somebody else and help make their dream come true, Cancer. And that is because with those 5 planets in the water signs, it's wonderful for being forgiving, for having painful memories recede, or for being able to take care of some sort of enemy and sort of wave goodbye to them in one way or another. It could even be a very nice way, but at least you'd be getting rid of that problem as well. And remember, because the moon, your own ruler, is with Saturn in Scorpio, and they're trining your sun along with the sun and Neptune in Pisces, that justice will be done, and you will be the beneficiary of that. I don't think you're out to do justice for anybody else, but it's going to get done anyway, Cancer. And that is why you could either be involved in a gentle yes this week, or you could experience a nice deep sigh of relief. And I think maybe that is what you're going to have. And that is because some secret wish of yours, I think, is going to come true, Cancer. Lucky you. Okay, what does it mean to a Leo? Well, Leo, this is a time when I think that just like Taurus, you're going to have to be a little bit careful, particularly about the money, because I think costs are going up, not down, and you may not have the resources to cover everything right now. And that is because that Mercury in Aquarius is retrograde, but it is opposing your sun, and that simply means there can be some delayed good news about a future project, but it is going to involve somebody else. It may not involve you, Leo. And also Saturn in Scorpio and the moon are squaring your sun today, which means that parents or people who are have their hands on the money are a little reluctant to let go of it right now. And so that's why funds could be a little bit scarce, or there can be a problem with taxes that are too high that you have to pay right now, or some sort of loan has to be renegotiated. And so you do have those sort of large problems to be looking at, Leo. But at the same time, if you've been sort of on the up and trying to do your best, you have nothing to fear from the fact that justice will be done. However, if you've been a little bit too extravagant, if you've been living on credit instead of cash, then justice will be done. And that simply means you're going to have to sort of face the music as far as finances go. And so it's going to be one or the other right now, Leo. You still could get some sort of gentle sigh of relief because someone could understand how you feel right now, and they could be very supportive without you saying a word, which would be very nice. Because Leos always think the show has to go on. They are always people that want to be cheerful in front of others, and yet you too have worries, Leo, and I think somebody else can really be understanding them right now, and that can help you out. They may not say anything, but they can still be understanding you, which is nice. Okay, what does it mean to a Virgo? Well, Virgo, This is simply a time when I think that you have nothing to worry about as far as people making decisions about the long term. And that is because Venus and Pluto in Capricorn are trining your sun beautifully. They're under duress, but you're not. In fact, the sun and Neptune in Pisces are opposing your sun sign, Virgo, and that simply means that other people are talking a lot among themselves about their plans and of the things that they understand, and they are not talking to you about that simply because you like to deal with facts and figures. And that isn't where the emphasis is right now. The emphasis is on our emotions. But you too have dreams and hopes and wishes, Virgo. And I think that you are so practical that you realize, that you have to be able to pay for them. And I think that you may get some delayed good news about how to pay for something that involves a dream or a wish of yours. So you may get a gentle yes this week, Virgo, just a soft little one, but it could sure make you feel good because it would involve something that you really have your heart set on. Congratulations. Okay, what does it mean to a Libra? Well, Libra, this is a time when you can be really energized. In fact, the whole time that Mars is in your sun sign, yes, you can be energized and you can have a lot more ambition than you have had in the past. And so your ambitions may lead you toward your future right now in a very good way. And that's why you could get a gentle yes, Libra. And that is because Mercury is in Aquarius and it is retrograde, going backward. And so there could be some delayed good news really headed your way. Mercury is in almost exact trine to Mars in your sun sign right now. And so you may get some news that you could act on very quickly. And the end result of it, because you would be really fast at something right now, is that you could be hearing a gentle yes, that somebody really could say yes. Maybe they would have said it before if the conditions had been right or if the money had been there. But for right now, all you need is somebody to give you a green light, Libra. You are going to be able to make some sort of easy transition or change right now. It could be in your home life. Remember, people can glide quite easily right now into something better, or they could move to somewhere better. And so both of those things could happen for you, Libra. So this is a time to be really active and just go for whatever you want, because I think you might be able to get it. Okay, what does it mean to a Scorpio? Well, Scorpio, remember I said that because the moon and Saturn were both in your sun sign and they're being beautifully trined by the sun and Neptune in Pisces and by Jupiter in Cancer, that justice will be done. And it's either going to be you that's going to administer justice right now, Scorpio, and it could have something to do with finances, or it could have something to do with an injustice. In other words, they say what goes around comes around, and you may be very happy and breathe a quiet sigh of relief if an enemy is banished, or if some sort of painful memory recedes, or if you can be around more forgiving people. And yet, I do think that there is something that has got to be righted. And I think you're the person that's going to do that, or else you are going to be the lucky recipient of some justice that is long overdue, that is very good. In other words, if you deserved something, but you didn't get it in the past because of an injustice, now is when you could get it. And it may be now because people understand you a little bit better. And it could also be because people are in a forgiving mood. Or this is a time when you can get over a painful memory. Or it can simply be that an enemy is banished or chastened in some way, and they would have it coming. And so that could make you happy in a very quiet way. And so I think this is going to be a very good week for you, Scorpio, but it may not show outwardly. It could just give you a very good sense of satisfaction. Okay, what does it mean to a Sagittarius? Well, Sagittarius, there's a lot of light in Scorpio, the sign that's right behind yours, because the moon and Saturn are there, and they are being beautifully trined by planets in other water signs. And so there can be a lot of light on a financial situation in your life, Sagittarius. It could involve debt or loans or credit or an inheritance, or some sort of insurance proceeds, or it could also involve sort of the high cost of living. Something has got to be straightened out. It may be something that you've been working on little by little, but now there's even more light on it, and there could be some good news about that. In other words, if you have been working hard to solve your financial problems, maybe you can breathe a quiet sigh of relief, or maybe if you're trying to get your credit terms reworked, you could receive a gentle yes on that right now, but that would all be in the background of your life, Sagittarius. Outwardly, I think that you may be a little disappointed this week because the Sun and Neptune, which are conjunct in Pisces, do square your Sun, and that means somebody else can be getting a gentle yes right now. So if you're in competition for any sort of promotion or job, I think that someone else may get the nod instead of you, and that could set you back a little bit. But on the other hand, big problems that you've been working on, you could be sort of happy with the progress that you've been making, which is nice. Okay, what does it mean to a Capricorn? Well, Capricorn, this is a time when I think you're very sure that you're right about something, and I think you are too. And that is because you have a lot of experience. You do know how to set things up. Administration is ruled by Capricorn, and that is because your sign is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is the planet of time. Capricorns like to persevere. They don't like to skip steps. They're not in a rush. They want to make sure everything is done correctly. And you're in a rather good spot right now, Capricorn, because the Sun and Neptune in Pisces sextile your Sun on one side, and the Moon and Saturn, your own ruler in Scorpio, sextile your Sun on the other side, and you have Venus and Pluto in your Sun sign. So you have a great deal of understanding and forgiving and sympathetic strength around you, and that means that you are sort of in the right group right now, Capricorn, or you're with nice people who can be very tolerant, and I would advise you to stay with them, Capricorn, at least for now, because they can accomplish miracles right now simply through their empathy and understanding and forgiveness. And so I think you're with the right group, and therefore you can be seen in a very good light as well. So I hope that you get a little bit comfortable with people around you, because they can have your best interests at heart right now. Okay, what does it mean to an Aquarian? Well, Aquarius, there can certainly be some good delayed news headed your way, Aquarius, or maybe you're the one that's got the news. And that is because Mercury is retrograde in your sign, but it is beautifully trining Mars in Libra. And that denotes very energetic partners. It could also denote, because of the pressure in Libra, which is a cardinal sign, it can denote something about a breakup or a lawsuit or a canceled contract. But this is the time when people are very forgiving, and when negotiations or some easy change or transition can work out very well and very, very easily, just as if you could glide into something. So I think that as long as you've got your eyes on the future, you may be able to glide from one situation or relationship just sort of smoothly into something that is associated with it, but could make you happier. And I think that that's completely possible. So you may be more ready for a move than you think, Aquarius. All you need to do is sort of get the word out right now, or really pay attention to the news, because there can be some fact or somebody who's got a gentle yes that perhaps it wasn't there before, but it is now. If you only sort of perk up and listen to what people have to say, I think you are going to make forward progress right now. Okay, what does it mean to a Pisces? Well, Pisces is absolutely wonderful for you, because the Sun, the giver of life, is exactly conjunct Neptune, your own ruler, in your Sun sign, and it's being trined by Jupiter in Cancer and by the Moon and Saturn in Scorpio. So if justice is going to be done, it's going to do you a lot of good, Pisces. Your sign is the sign of forgiveness, so you can certainly be having rather charitable thoughts, and you can be understanding about your own self. You would not be in denial about anything right now. You would realize when you're being hard on yourself. And if you need some sort of help or understanding, you could go and find it, and it would be very sympathetic. So you are in a very enviable position, Pisces, when you really don't have any challenges coming at you or any threats, and I don't think you have any enemies either. And that's because yours is a mutable sign, and there are no planets in any of the other mutable signs. There's nothing in Gemini, Virgo, or Sagittarius. So there's nothing stopping you, Pisces. And even if you say, oh, gee, you don't want to do anything, you just want to sort of keep on being happy right now, that's fine. But there is a marvelous new moon coming up next week in your sun sign. And so I think that there is a change coming up for you, Pisces, and I think you're really ready for it, and I sure don't see anything stopping you. So a gentle yes certainly could be heading your way, or you could be experiencing a quiet sigh of relief that would make you very happy, sort of on the inside. Congratulations. All right, thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, you can see the show anytime you want on our website, starborninstitute.org, and if you subscribe, it can be sent to you the minute that I upload it and link it. All right, thanks so much. I'll see you next week. Bye.